Okay, so we're going to get started. My name is Corey Hagewood, and I'm a technical support specialist here at PTS. And today's webinar is going to be on the GPS features of TracerPlus. The GPS features in TracerPlus are really used mostly to track employee movements. So today's topics will include how to keep track of your employees and their whereabouts, and how to use that GPS to improve accountability, specifically in this demonstration in a meter reading application. GPS normally would be used to improve accountability in any kind of inspection program or in any application where you would need to know where the employee is when they're doing a specific task. So anything with deliveries or subpoenas or anything like that. This demonstration will just cover meter reading. And really the power of GPS is in the fact that you can track your employees during a specific job without them knowing. Typically these settings are enabled and then hidden on the form so that the GPS location is recorded and the employee doesn't actually know that that recording is taking place. So if you need more information about TracerPlus or this feature specifically, you can contact us by emailing sales@tracerplus.com, or you can call us up on the phone. And if you have any questions about the demonstration today, you can submit your questions, and I will get to them at the end of the demonstration. So with that, we'll get started on the demonstration. Okay, so here I have the meter reading sample application from the TracerPlus Download Center. And what this is it's just a application to read electrical meters and determine the amount of electricity used between the current reading and the last reading. This is a perfect example of adding GPS to the program because then you would know not only did they scan that meter and go through and submit the updated data, but you would also know if they were actually at that meter when they did it. So the first thing we're going to need to do to enable GPS for this specific application is we're going to have to add 2 new fields to the form. The first field we will label latitude, and the second we'll call longitude. And then what we'll do is, on the latitude field, we'll set the field type to calculated. And then we will set the function to GPS latitude. And what this will do is, it'll automatically update that field when the form is opened to contain the current GPS latitude of where you are. And so we'll do that as well on the longitude field. Typically, you'd keep these fields hidden on the form. That way the employee wouldn't know that you're tracking their GPS data. But in this demonstration case, I'm going to actually put them on the form so we can see them in action. So I'm just going to make some space for them. So now I'm just setting these new fields as the latitude field and the longitude field. And with that, the configuration of those fields is pretty much finished. So on that note, I'm going to deploy to my device. And if we pull up our device here, we go to the meter reading. Here we can put in a meter number. And then as you can see, our GPS coordinates are in the fields now. So if you did have the fields hidden on the form, it would still populate them, just like shown here, only you wouldn't be able to see them, which in most cases is what you'd want to do. Now I'm going to enable another session that I have pre-configured, and it contains the same GPS fields. But what we're going to do is we're going to use a button action to push those fields into Internet Explorer, and then use those GPS coordinates to activate a Google map and actually pull up that location on the map. And so after I demonstrate that, then I'll go back and explain how I was able to do that using various calculation fields. So the first thing we'll do is we will redeploy with the session enabled. So as you can see, we have the same coordinates in here, but we've added a map button. Now what this map button will do is it'll launch the Explorer, and then it will load the map of those coordinates. And so this is the map location of those specific coordinates that we loaded using the GPS. Now to get this result, all we did was we had the same latitude and longitude fields that we had in the other project, or other session rather. And what we're doing is we're taking the URL of a Google map search, and we're splitting it into a couple of different pieces using calculation fields. So the first piece contains the first half of the URL. The full URL looks like this. And as you can see, we go up to the equals in the queue here, and that contains the first section. The next section, we take the latitude, and we add it to the value %2C+, which is just what is used in the Google URL to separate the latitude and the longitude. And then finally, in the final URL calculation field, we add that beginning section with the middle section, and then we just tag the longitude onto the end. And so the calculation field then puts it all together, and then using our button action of run application, we can then run the Internet Explorer and load that URL into that field. So the only two additional configuration steps you'd have to take for the run application button is you'd have to point out the path to the Internet Explorer, and then you would also have to specify the field control ID that URL would be put into. In this case, my final URL field is set at control ID 46. So that pretty much sums up the demonstration for GPS. If there's no other questions at this time, then this webinar will conclude. So thank you all for coming. I hope you can use the GPS feature to add value to your TracerPlus application. Thank you all, and have a great day.